participating in Ajabu Speaks, and I'm glad you are. Folks talked about me on my last video, saying that I wasn't in the picture. Was you looking at the picture? Because they felt that the angle, I was all down and things, but they don't understand. I was messed up last week. You know, I had a situation where they didn't grant clemency for my son, and he'd been down 30 years. Find out that he should have been up for parole 10 years ago, and you know, that kind of stuff weighs heavy on one, and that's what they saw, or that's what you saw last week with me just fighting the way through, you know, trying to make it through there, trying to make sure that there's this mental load that I handle it and keep functioning. So as I'm looking at what we're living in here now, I see that the environment's right. Duck is creating an environment to where people, our people of African heritage, are willing to listen to people who saying that we ought to be about ourselves. Welcome. For those who don't know, this is Elder Amoja Ajabu. This program I host called Ajabu Speaks is dedicated to stripping the clothes off of well-dressed lies. This program is looking at world events from a pro-African point of view, and the view is worldwide, so it's Pan-Africanist. It's Pan-African. It's looking at things in a way from an African's perspective, from a black man's perspective, from a black woman's perspective, from a child's perspective. How do you look at the world and you see how it's moving and what's happening, and how do you benefit from it? Or how can you be harmed from it if you ain't paying attention? So this program is dedicated to the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt-naked truth. I'm telling you that I don't want to tell you what to think. I'm trying to teach you and share with you how to think. There's a way of thinking to where that if you think that way, then you think to the benefit of yourself. You don't think to the detriment of yourself. And the way that they are running things around here, they're creating a culture to where it's to make you think that what you're doing is to your benefit, when in essence it is to your detriment. And I want to use this book that I'm reading, War by Bob Woodard, to make a point. And the point that I'm trying to make as looking at Africans from an African point of view, a pro-African point of view, I'm saying that we got to find a way to get along, because in this culture that they're living in is sending signals that it's getting ready to do something detrimental to us. And we got to pay attention to that, and we can't buy into that just because we have citizenship on paper. We can't buy into the country discriminating against us and even causing our demise. And they're sending signals like that. And I want to show you how we got to be aware of those signals so that we respond appropriately, organize appropriately, so that we benefit ourselves in what's going on. And I want to use Woodard's book to where that he is talking about the war over in Ukraine that they're fighting with Russia, and how before the war the Biden administration was looking at the developments that was going on, that with Putin was going on, was moving his warships in the Black Sea and setting up nursing tents on his perimeter, as if they said, now, it looked like he's ready to go in there, and if he goes in there, he knows there's going to be some casualties, there's going to be some dead bodies, and he's preparing on how to handle that going in. And so they are looking at those movements and on Putin's part and saying, what is he getting ready to do? Is he really getting ready to go into Ukraine? If he's getting ready to go into Ukraine, then we ought to make preparations, and we ought to let Zelensky know, who's the president of Ukraine. We ought to let him know that this is getting ready to happen. And I know it's going to be this is Biden talking to Kamala Harris, I know it's going to be a difficult sale, because we just stole a contract from France to provide weapons to Australia, and it was big money, so we know he's mad. He ain't happy. But even with him being happy or not happy, we've got to let him know that we need his support when it comes time to our response when Russia jumped on Ukraine. And so he done sent Kamala Harris to Paris and to try to get Macron, the president of France, to get him on board with the response to Putin going into Ukraine. It says Vice President Kamala Harris traveled. Let me put my cheaters on here. Traveled to Paris to repair White House relations with French President Emmanuel Macron, who was still seething after a U.S. deal with Australia for nuclear-powered submarines stripped France of its $60 billion submarine contract with Australia. Macron mad, but they trying to get him on his side. So Biden, who told her to go over there and try to clean that up the best you can, also gave her another task and told her, brief Macron on the latest U.S. intelligence about Russia's war plans. Be clear with Macron that this is going to happen. Biden told her, we need a plan, and we need alliance, solidarity. Man, look, I know we done beat you, but look, we still on the same side. We got to look at this situation as Russia being our common enemy, and even though I done messed up and stole your money, took your money, slicked you out of your money, you still got to be with me because there's a common enemy that needs to be addressed. See, I'm saying from that lesson, those of us who are in this Black Power community, we can learn the same lessons. Ain't nobody perfect. And there's going to be people within our ranks who do things that they ought not do. And that doesn't mean that we alienate them to the degree that we can't work with them to fight this common enemy. I'm not trying to tell you what to think, but I am saying, look, how to think. Look at this. Is that good thinking if you help somebody to hurt you? When they're getting, and they're sending those signals. This is Biden to Kamala. We are highly confident that Russia is going in. The U.S. intel shows Putin's thinking, she said. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about. What's his thinking? What are they thinking when they start rounding up people, and they done started rounding up people in New Jersey, and in their rounding up people, they got some people who were here illegally, but they also picked up some people who were not here illegally, to include a veteran. So you tell me you just picking up illegal people who are illegal here that have committed crimes, but when you go to do it, you pick up more than that. You pick up a brother that's a veteran, and other people who are here legal. What are you really thinking? Are you looking at that thinking? Are you understanding that thinking means that they getting ready to start rounding people up if we're not careful? We got to be prepared for that. I'm telling y'all, I'm unbossed, and unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt-naked truth. As he said, Putin sees the Europeans as weak. That's the thinking that Kamala is sharing with Biden. This is how Putin is thinking. He sees Europeans as weak. He believes Europe don't want to deal with the conflict. It's divided, and it doesn't have confidence in United States leadership. Putin believes Europe will just swallow this. They won't respond. They say that he's thinking that he can go into Ukraine, take that land, and stop them from putting a military presence in a country next to him, so that they can invade him and take his land and overthrow him. He said, no, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to stop that, and I don't think that the Europeans will respond. And so Kamala is telling Biden, Putin thinks Europe is weak, that they'll just let it go. Harris appealed to Macron to lead the European charge. Look, it's getting ready to happen. We need everybody on board that we can get on board, and being that we are supporting Zelensky in Ukraine. In fact, we done told him that he could possibly join into our little old group of armies, NATO, and we know that upset Putin, and he's getting jumped on, but and Putin's getting ready to jump on him. But if Putin is getting ready to jump on him, then we need to help him in any way that we can so that he can repel being jumped on. But look, United States policy is we ain't gonna send nobody over there now. Don't look, Zelensky. You say that you want to join NATO because you want to join NATO, and your country sits next to Russia. Russia says that that is a fighting move and they getting ready to fight, and we're trying to tell you that you better prepare to fight. We'll give you some arms and whatever else that you need to prepare your army to fight. But you got to understand, we ain't coming over there shedding no blood. We're not sending soldiers. That's what Biden is telling Macron, and he done sent her over to Paris to try to make sure that Macron would not only be on America's side, be on Biden's side, but also do the work to get the Europeans to be on their side. But Harris appealed to Macron to lead the European charge. Okay, Putin viewed France differently to other European allies. That's what she's telling Macron. Because the French had not always been aligned with the U.S. on transatlantic and NATO issues. See, now she's talking about that France will go its own way, and she's trying to say, don't go on your own way. And Putin knows you'll go your own way. So if we can get you on our side, who Putin knows that you'll make your own decisions, then that might be a deterrence to where it's that he does not decide to go into Ukraine. Bring the other Europeans on board, Harris urged Macron, and show Putin that NATO will be united and that there will be severe economic costs if he invades. Macron took up the mantle. He said, okay, he bought in. All right, y'all done stole from me. Y'all done took my contract. But look, I'm still with you. Listen at him. He would order the French military to reinforce Eastern European allies, send striker brigades to Romania, and to boost forces in Poland, because they say if Putin starts up into Ukraine, then he may not stop there. He might go into Poland and Romania too. So to give assurance to people in the area, Macron says he'll send some military people to Poland and Romania to let them know if Putin tries to come up and through there, they got some help. France is going to fight for him or fight with him. France is prepared to impose cost. I'm on board for that, is what Macron told Kamala. He had also personally confronted Putin. If there is a country that might be at risk to alliance unity, it's not France. He pointed out to Germany's Nord Stream 2 pipeline project and the reliance on Russian oil and gas. Look, we ain't reliant on them to heat our houses. That's Germany. And if Germany don't want to run the risk of losing the gas and oil that they're getting from Russia, then they might not join the unity effort here. You're looking at the thinking. They see something happen. They're preparing. I'm saying we, as people of African heritage, looking at things from a pro-African point of view, we've got to look at what's happening right here in America and in Africa too, and I'm gonna get to that. But I want to deal with what's going on right here in America, to where it's that they're rounding people up, they're taking DEI programs. They're in the roundup of people. They're rounding up people who are here legally, who are born here. And then so you even got to look at, Trump says, okay, if you was from a country, I know it used to be if you was born here, then you automatically became a citizen. He trying to say, shoot, I don't want that. He signed an executive order saying I don't want that birthright citizenship thing going on up in here. So I mean, things are under attack. He's showing that he does not like people other than himself and the people that look like him and who think like him. And so he is making sure that not only does he send the message about legally, citizenship-wise, he sends a message physically, because he pardons everybody that tried to take over the Capitol on January the 6th, 2021. He pardons them. He says it's okay. You was up in there on my behalf. You was trying to keep me the president. Now, y'all, look, y'all think we got a problem out of duck now? Wait till it comes time for him to get out of 4 years later, if he survived. And I'm not speaking nothing ill about him. But you know, him and Musk already done started butting heads a little bit, and both of them headstrong him, and we saw him get shot at. You know, people want to kill him. I like I said before, it looks like to me it was an inside job. But that being what it is, going forward, Duck is showing that he don't like us. He don't like. Look. Don't let them don't come up in here and have no babies so that they can become citizens. Don't come up in here talking about that you are a citizen or you here legally and you're not here legally. We're gonna put you out. And look, if you stay, I know that we enslaved you, we stole you, we enslaved you, we worked you from can't see in the morning to can't see at night. We said, okay, we can't keep on doing that. You're going to rebel against that. You done rebelled against that. You done made us stop doing that. So we're going to make you, allow you to be a citizen on paper, but we still going to treat you differently than we treat each other, because you are an American on paper, not in practice. So if you're looking at that situation from a pro-African point of view, you don't want to identify with that. You don't want to think like that. I'm identify with a system that inherently, that on purpose says that I got to be less human than what I am. I got to subvert my humanity. Well, why would I want to identify with that? I mean, now I'll get the benefits from it if there's there, but I'm not going to identify like that. That's not healthy. And so the issue that I'm trying to make is that we got to be aware. And see, Zazinski, he didn't want to believe the intelligence. And he says he didn't want to believe the intelligence. And even if the intelligence was true, he would hope that Kamala and Biden and Burns with the CIA would not put it out there in the public domain, because he said it would cause a panic in Ukraine and the people would stop going to the store. He was more concerned about the money than he was about his life. The intelligence is saying, man, that Russia is getting ready to invade you and jump on you and start killing you and start taking your land, and you want to tell me, well, don't say that because the people won't go to the store and get a banana? He's got real value on money, but very little value on human life, even his. I mean, Kamala told him, man, look, now we done told you, and it's going to happen. And if you don't prepare, and we're telling that we'll help you prepare. We ain't gonna send you no soldiers, but we will help. We'll send you weapons. We'll send you intelligence, and we're giving you intelligence right now. And you're getting ready to get jumped on. You need to get prepared because and in your preparation, you need to make sure that you have an order of progression. Who's going to lead if you get hurt or captured or killed? And if you see that coming, then have you an escape plan, a way out. So if they come from you, they don't find you, and you can get out there somewhere where we can pick you up and bring you to safety. I mean, they're having those kind of conversations with him, and this dude is scared about keeping the store open. So looking at things from an African perspective, we not only got to localize ourselves, but you got to understand that this African, this Pan-Africanist thought is just not perpetrating here in America, and it's perpetrating. Boy, I was looking at CNN last night, and I swear I saw a brother up in there with a Black Panther shirt talking to people. I could have swore. So I'm telling you that Pan-Africanist thinking is growing. I went into a store and saw a sister, and she's up in there, and she got on her earrings of the African continent. I said, look, we identifying. We coming into our own. We tired of being someone else. It's ready for us to be ourselves. And so the brothers on the African continent, especially in that Sahel, that when you talk about Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, they are organizing, and they're saying, look, we're Pan-Africanists, and with us being Pan-Africanists, we're going to change the relationship of white folks, Canadians, America, Britain, Germany, all these folks coming up in our country, mining our resources, and not giving us the resources that we ought to be getting. And see, it goes to show that people who were in those offices before the brothers got in those offices made a deal, and I mean, it's a messed up deal. It's a messed up deal. In Burkina Faso, let me just say it, 2024 saw African deepen its ties with Russia as more countries broke their Western relationships, expelled troops, fined and delicensed businesses involved in exploiting natural resources. Most Sahel nations changed their foreign policy priorities after coups that brought Kremlin loyalists, Russian loyalists, juntas to power. But that ain't what I want. This is what I want. Since Captain Ibrahim Traore seized power through a coup in September 22, he has been expelling Burkina Faso's former colonial master, the French, and replacing that expertise with Russia in various interests. Okay, now see, this is where we come in. This is where us being the most educated Africans in the world, and I'm talking about I'm talking about Africans here in America. Instead of our people on the African continent having to look to Russia or anybody else for the expertise to exploit the resources, they need to be looking at us. We need to be looking at them. We can, and see, those people are not going to treat us unfairly. We the same people. They're not going to take away the DEI program, or they're not going to come around and round us up and expel us. No, they're going to embrace us. They're not going to say that we're in Columbus, Ohio, eating the pets and illegal, although we are legal and not eating the pets, which is what J.D. Vance, the man that's vice president right now, said. I'm seeing they're sending the signals. We've got to listen. And see, you're gonna have to go to my webpage, cause I'm not gonna be able to finish this right here. But I got more to say. You've been listening. The Elder Umoja Ajabu, your host for Ajabu Speaks. You can catch this program that again is from a Pan-Africanist perspective. You can catch this program every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, streaming live at www.919witt.org. If you locally, you can catch it on the FM dial right there at 91.9 FM. But if you're anywhere else in the world, you can catch it streaming. To get the rest of this program, you got to go to my website, which is www.ajabuspeaks.squarespace.com. Let me say that again. www.ajabuspeaks.squarespace.com. Unbought. And we're going to talk about how we can get in the gold business, how we can get in the steel business, how we can get in the uranium business. Let's talk about how we use our expertise to benefit ourselves. And we can't even begin to imagine the wealth that we'll run into if we create that kind of marriage. And I mean, we'll become world players overnight. I'm telling you, I'm unbought. I'm bossed and unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt naked truth. You know I ain't got but one question for you. You ready? Are you? But I want to continue. See the brothers on the African continent. See they thinking like we thinking. Look, it don't make sense to have people running our country who's mining our gold, and I'm gonna use that as an example. And it's not benefiting us. And look at the deal. This is the deal that Canada got in Burkina Faso. They mine the gold. Of the resources that the gold makes, the government gets 10%. And the company gets 90%. No. See, brothers, and they changing it. They said, no, it can't keep on going like that. And we're changing the rules. The rules are getting ready to change. There's a new sheriff in town. And the Canadian company, Barrick, is saying, we don't like that, man. Shit, you can't change the rules. We've been stealing for this long, for 50 years. You can't stop us from being able to steal. We don't care that you done took over. Well, you better care. Because we ain't going to keep doing business like that. You're going to give us 10% of the gold that we own. You're going to give us 10% because you mine it, because we let you get it out of the ground. You got to be out of your mind. Now it ain't going to keep going up. Now you're going to get 10% if that. And you ain't going to get that if if them brothers and sisters in the United States of America start looking at that wealth as being ours and start talking about how we can use our expertise to go over there to exploit it for the benefit of people of African heritage around the world. I'm telling you, I was in South Africa, and the brother showed me 5 mines that was on his property, and I've shared this with you before. 5 mines on his property, and he says that the people that are mining it, white folks, the people that were mining, and it was gold too, in addition to a bunch of other things, but the people that were mining it was paying the government $25 billion a month. Can you imagine? I can't even begin to imagine. That's what they're paying to get the material. How much money is the material generating if they're paying $25 billion a month? Poor. What is it doing? 100 billion? 200 a month? And we ain't handling money like that here in America. And that's only 5 mines. There's 500 mines in South Africa. We ain't talking about the African continent. I don't know how many up in there. And we got the expertise to exploit it in a way that's beneficial to us all. That's the Pan-Africanist stuff. And see, in us working together, we got to make sure that people gonna make mistakes. Ain't nobody perfect. Now, don't nobody intentionally do nothing. We ain't talking about that. But and it can look like that and not be that. And if it is that, then we handle that appropriately. But let's not make it that, and it's not. People make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. And so we can't let our imperfections stop us from working together to stave off this common enemy. That's what Macron and Biden, that's the lesson of them, because Biden stole $62 billion from him. And he said, okay, I ain't like it, you got it, but Russia's a common enemy. We need to get together to address that. And not only us, we need to look at the rest of the European continent. But y'all worried about me. You don't have to worry about me. You ought to be looking at Germany. They the ones that's dependent on Russia and might do something that breaks the unity of the white folks. The Africans, me and you. Styling and profiling. Us. We need to organize so that we can mobilize the technical expertise that's here in America and really around the world. But let's start here first. You've been listening to Elder Emoji Jabu. I'm bought, unbossed, and unafraid. And I can even say, let me even say more before I sign out. That's one other point I need to make. Dang, I was getting ready to let that go. See, Burkina Faso, white folks is mad at them because they're saying that the deal has to be renegotiated, and they just in discussions. Brothers in Mali told them that no, it's got to that deal can't continue to go on. The company got mad and suspended operations, and the brothers in Mali knew that they had 300 tons of gold stashed that they done already mined. They had it stashed at their place, and so the brothers went and took it. Sitting down, look. If you think that you're going to do business under the terms that you've been doing business, you are sadly mistaken. And if you think that you're going to run out of here with our gold, and not under the circumstances which we said that we would let go, then we'll take it. Yeah, it ain't yours. You can't take what's ours and then try to tell us we can't have it. No, we'll take it. We running things up in here. And so the government of Mali took the gold. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Look, you can't take nothing from us anymore, and we mean it. And that's the attitude, and that attitude is multiplying itself on the African continent. You're talking about the brother that's in Senegal. He wants to join up with them, and now they elected a brother in Ghana. He looks like that. He wants to hook up. The people of Togo, Guinea-Bissau, all are hooking up to say enough. The theft has got to stop. We ain't going to continue to allow you to steal our stuff. No, we'll fight you. We'll hurt you. Quit it. And the key to us to being able to get the benefit is for Africans around the world to play our part, and the part that the African in America can play is to use his education to take it back to the African continent so that we can exploit the resources for our benefit, for everybody. There's enough. There's plenty. So that's the game plan. That is the game plan. Are you ready? Are you into it? If you are, leave me a message at my website, www.ajabuspeaks.squarespace.com. Leave me a message. I said at www.ajabuspeaks.squarespace.com. Leave me a message, because if you're looking at this, you got to be there. Leave me a message. I'm bossed, and unafraid of the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the butt-naked truth. You ready? You better.